for listening to the AZ12 podcast, proudly presented by Little Caesars. Code 1099 bundle, classic pepperoni or cheese pizza, crazy bread, and 2-liter soda. Code LCFREECC. Free crazy combo with any pizza purchase. All right, now joined by John Brogan and Jason Shear. I am merely Mike Luke. Arizona wins today, guys. This was just a butt kicking. I mean, especially in that second half, this is a team in Arizona that just went in there and outgirthed them. That's the best way that I can put it. 51-31. Brogan, we're going to talk about it, but it really is kind of a cumulative effect. This was really, really good.
Yeah, and look, Arizona's calling card this year is being big, physical, shots around the basket, right? They don't rely on three-pointers. And eventually, in 40 minutes, that takes its toll. And you saw that. Alabama was able to make some threes in the first half and kind of withstand, keep a lead and whatnot. But eventually, Arizona just shooting every shot at the rim for the most part. Burries getting hot. And, that was it for Alabama.
Sure.
There was a point, and it was during the Arizona run, where Alabama was done. Like, you could just see it. They were exhausted. They had no physical answer at all for what Arizona had. They just couldn't, like, they were just done. And I think that was part of the run where Arizona kind of sensed it. And for whatever reason, Nate Oates didn't call timeout.
Right. I didn't get that one at all.
Yeah, I didn't get that one at all. And it just piled on. But, I mean, the second half numbers, Mike, the girth numbers, as you would call them, 28-13 on the glass. I mean, right. What are you going to, like, Arizona turned the ball over 4 times the entire game? Like, it was just a butt kicking.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Brogan, talk for a second. I got to try to get this camera fixed.
Yeah. No. So we were texting earlier, and I think what's interesting is, has there been another situation where a team has blocked 15 shots but got beat by 20? Like, normally, if you would just look at that one stat in isolation, you'd be like, oh, Alabama was D'ing Arizona up and they must have won the game. But it's like, no, they got blown out. I don't know how that's really possible,
Well, right. But here's the other thing. People always talk about the term, and again, it's meant as a pejorative when you're talking about Angel Reese. So I don't mean it as a pejorative here. But with Awaka, a lot of those are me bounds. And that he's getting the ball, it's getting packed right back into his face. He's going right, no bend one. He's going right back up with it again. And, and he's getting like 4 rebounds out of it. But again, this team is just tough. This team is just physical. And I honestly, and I was talking about this, Sheer, you weren't around her and then, but I think you could actually make the case this is the best team since 01 across the board. I don't know if that's
when I started being around.
Can you name the starting lineup?
No, I was a freshman in 01.
Line up on the best team in school history. Okay.
You're saying this is the best team since 01?
I think you could easily make that case. Yes.
The only other team that's in the conversation is the Brandon Ashley hurt season Miller team. That's it. Other than that, there's no other debate. No other team's even close.
Well, the 03 team had the most ranked number 1. They were number 1 going into the tournament, too. That team was pretty nice. But I get what you're saying. Either way, don't really need to split hairs. This team is just awesome, though, and they can do it across the board. Holy moly, a $49.99 super stat from my guy, Tony. Bridge Tech Communications, baby. Burries Heater, now available nationwide. Very much appreciate Tony. All right, Andre Veras, Ben 1 white, Ben 1 white, Ben 1 white. All right, what else we got here? Is that Burries you kept telling me about? Man, he was cooking today. Awesome. Yes, very, very good stuff. All right, what else? Do we have any more of them on there? Okay. Back the Burries. Ruben Salcido, very much appreciate the $4.99. What ate you got? Okay. All right, now, but let's talk about Braden Burries. This was the man of the hour. Sheer was telling me before the game, he goes, he's like, at some point, maybe I just overrated this guy a little bit. And I kept telling him, I'm like, Sheer, dude,
let's tell the truth, because this is actually funny, and I'm not going to make fun of you too much.
Yeah.
Mike texts me, and he goes, Sheer, do you think it's time to admit you guys may have been wrong on the Burries eval? And then Braden Burries proceeds to score 87 straight points from the second that Mike sent the text.
Was that text before or after the one where Mike said, maybe Burries just can't shoot?
Yeah, it was the same time.
This was all simultaneous. It was amazing what he did.
Your powers are uncanny. This
is what I mean. But when you see, though, when he plays like that, I mean, this team's next to unbeatable because everybody else, and you got to remember as well, you didn't even have Jaden Bradley in there for a good percentage of that second half.
I mean, I've said this before. Like he works too hard. I saw him too much in high school, play too well. Like it's not him. The forcing shots, all that. It's not him. Like I've seen him play well too many times, and it's a confidence thing. And I think what we saw is when they started to go in, all of a sudden he's taking more shots and he's aggressive, and they're going in. Like it's not a coincidence. And when he's aggressive and confident, he's not going to score 28 points every game, but he also took 19 shots, right? Like, and even when he was cold, it was like 3 for 10 at one point. It's like, you know, that's what you want to see. I think in the second half, Mike, he was, I'm going to look this up because we're accurate. 20 points on 8 of 9 shooting.
Yeah. I mean, he was amazing.
16 minutes.
Right. Also, look at this. Oh, man, Super Snap's coming in hot and heavy. $10 Super Snap. Burries goes from Trey to Salim tonight. Yes, we will take that. Also, look at it this way, guys. You just beat the crap out of. By the way, is there any worse take ever than Kobe L. Thiel's take that he told us during the game? Andy actually tweeted out where he said that this is the best team Arizona's played all season. And I immediately was like, no, dude, UConn would smack the crap out of this team. And he said this is also a number 1 seed. This is a team, it would drive me crazy watching Alabama. Now I get it. Nate Oates has been to a Final Four, this or that. But, man, there's just no structure at all. Those, I mean, you can win games like that, but, man, you can also lose to some crappy teams like that.
Well, I think we saw it last year, Mike, with BYU. Like when that stuff is hitting and they're defending at a decent rate, they're really hard to beat. The difference tonight was that Arizona didn't play Alabama's game and didn't let Alabama. Blair Willis just tweeted something. Alabama had 56 field goal attempts the entire game. Against UTSA, they had 57 threes. Like, they just couldn't play their game tonight. Arizona attempted 84 shots. I'm bad at math, but I think that's 28 more shots than Alabama.
Yeah, Brogan, go ahead.
Well, and you know, in the first half, they hit a couple threes, and you're like, okay, they weren't making a ton, but they made enough to get them a lead. And you're like, all right, if they come out in the second half and make another 7, 8, 9 threes, then you're like, this game gets interesting. But you could see a small adjustment at the beginning of the second half from Arizona, which was basically, we're going to let Cheryl and Bull Bowen shoot threes, and that's going to be okay. But we're going to run at the guard super hard and not let them get threes going early in the game. And then you saw Alabama miss the first 3 threes of the first half or the second half, and they were like nicking the rim, air balls, like not even close to going in. And you can kind of see Arizona was like, okay, as long as we don't let Phylon and Wrightsell just walk into open threes, we're going to be good. And then they just took off from there.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike's boy Feline was invisible the second half.
In the second half, Feline went totally away. Let's see here. All right, now Javier says, oh gosh, Javier live from Guadalupe. Mike Luke, Jeff Goodman just said he can make the argument Zona isn't number 1 the way Michigan is winning and UConn. Oh, dude, I don't want to get into that. Jeff Goodman just sucks. There's no other way to put it. Jeff Goodman sucks. He's trying way too hard. You know what's funny about this? And I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin this with Big Ramp, but this guy really pisses me off. There's sometimes people just I have no problem if somebody has a contrarian point of view. Half my life is contrarian points of view, but I believe them. I have no problem putting him up there. This dude just goes out there and just says crap that he knows will piss off Arizona fans, and it makes no sense. UConn was without Terrace Reed. Okay, that game, last I looked, that game was also in UConn. What is that worth? 6 to 8 points being in UConn? Something like that. Also, Michigan, you're saying with the way that they're beating people. Arizona just beat Auburn and Alabama by about 10 billion points, and you also have the case, too, with Michigan. Michigan won by 3 against TCU. You won by 3 against Wake Forest. So you literally can't just say that. It's just, it drives me up a wall. Urgh. Did he just tweet that out, or did he say it?
I think he said it. He didn't tweet it because most of their arguments, a couple of their guys are saying Arizona's clearly number 1 right now.
And he drives me. Oh, yeah, Brogan, go ahead. Go ahead, Brogan. Sorry.
Well, no, we know who Goodman is, so I can't even get mad at him for his dumb takes now. He purposely goes out of his way to throw shade at Arizona. I just like the fact that Tommy finally just called him out to his face about it.
That was awesome.
If you're Arizona, you just keep winning, just keep smashing teams. And what's going to happen now is Michigan's going to get into Big Ten play, and they're going to run into a couple tough games, and they're going to run into a couple road games where they're going to have to really figure out who they are. Arizona's going to mop people up for the next month. Yeah. And so I'll be surprised if Arizona's, again, knock on wood, and I'm probably going to jinx the crap out of us, but Arizona's going to be number 1 from now until like February 3rd or something, most likely.
You don't respect San Diego State?
No,
I used to, but I don't anymore.
Yeah, before the season.
Michigan, it's gonna be interesting to see who loses first because Michigan plays 2 cupcakes, right? They have USC at home, then they have Wisconsin at Washington, at Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, and our Nebraska ball.
I told you they don't play anybody for the next month and a half.
That's
But
what I'm saying. So, like, it
those-
wouldn't surprise me if Michigan goes undefeated just as long as Arizona, because also they have stretches where they're on a stretch where 4 of their 6 Big Ten games are at home.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So but
Big
either
Ten
way,
kinda sucks this year.
Arizona though, I want to talk about getting into this this 1 seed talk here, but first we got to stay on the games a little bit. Joking aside, the Braden Burries though, that Braden Burries you saw right there of Arizona, and again, I don't expect that Braden Burries every game because that's well he'd
But
be
this
in the
game changes stuff because now when you put on film, you have to prepare for that Braden Burries.
right. Yes, exactly. You got to prepare for that as well. So that's something that's very nice. But again, if I were to tell you that Arizona would go in there and just mop the crap out of Alabama without Koa Pete or Jaden Bradley, your 2 best players, doing a ton, I think you would have said, first of all, that probably didn't happen. Second of all, if it did happen, man, this team is good.
And I think with Arizona, what this game showed specifically is the big part of the run was without Bradley and Koa. And so you can look at 4 games they've had this year where you can definitively say, well, this didn't go right for Arizona. This person didn't play well. Florida, they made 2 threes. Burries was in foul trouble early. Burries played like crap in the next 2 games. And then Auburn, he finally woke up. And so it's like Arizona hasn't played their best game yet. And they've still beat everybody. That's what's crazy about this team is you get Karchenkov showing up big. You get ADO showing up big in a different game. Krivas has been a monster. Owaka's been a monster. It's like this team can beat you in so many different ways. I don't know. Like when they lose, it's going to just have to be because they shoot like 23% from the field in a game because they're just too good in every other facet of the game.
Tyler Warden got engaged today? Well, congratulations, Tyler Warden. Thanks for
You
bearing.
missed that tweet?
I didn't see that. Well, very good.
Hey, this is where you thank Cody for the AZ12 podcast retweeting his engagement pictures.
Oh, well, crap. Well, like I said, I always tell people I don't scroll on Twitter, so I can't. I'm not very, very good, though. That was awesome. Okay, so now there is one thing. There's this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before, but there's this like California high school preps account that's got like 40,000 followers or something. It's actually a big account, but it clearly hates Braden Burries. Every time I tweet about Burries, he's always in my comments saying, well, he's actually 39 years old or, whatever the case may be. So I tweet at him after the Auburn game, and I said, for being 38 in that game, he still looked pretty good. And then he doesn't respond. I guarantee you I won't hear from him afterwards or from this one as well. The thing about Burries, though, that I always said with people, though, joking aside, is he's clearly a really, really good kid. He's going about it the right way. It's easy to see why this staff is so confident in him. A lot of times we've seen guys when they don't play well, they start sulking and all that crap. There's been none of that with him, and I think that's something that's pretty impressive.
Well, and when you look at Burries, we talk about he's not the most athletic guy. He's bigger, but he's not athletic. So a little adjustment period. This game specifically, though, was Bradley and Koa go out early in the second half with foul trouble, and you could see him be like, okay, now it's my time to get my rhythm back and kind of take over and be the guy, which I think is important because like Sheer said earlier, when you watched most of the early struggles in the season, it was confidence. He'd miss a few shots and he would shut down. He wouldn't shoot that much. Tonight, though, I think what you saw from him is his shots, like Koa's a little flat in general. When he actually gets a little air under his shot, he makes a lot of shots. When he's shooting the low liner, it's a little inconsistent. So I think now that he's just settling in and kind of getting his D1 college basketball legs, I think we're going to see some big, big games out of him. And obviously this was a big, the right step for him.
All right, let's pay some bills. Hey, we got Land the Man in here, so let's get Land the Man in here. We can confront him head on. No Ben 1. All right. Brogan, talk to your brethren right here. There's 2 things that we put out here before Land the Man. He said this is his sister. It's not his sister. But he also says that Thatcher basically controls your community when it comes to athletics. Land the Man is always right, except when about his sister. Tell us where he's right here, John Brogan.
Well, my hot take is I think this is still his sister. He's just flipping it on all of us.
Ooh.
And we'll find out somewhere in the summer that that's really his sister. And like I said before,
Bishop,
if you want to live in
this is President Allen.
If you want to live in the 70s and 80s, sure, I'll give Thatcher all their credit, but it's 2025, unfortunately. So
okay, all right, yes. Well, either way, but Land the Man, we can tell you about this. Land the Man offers daily urgent care. Here's how cool Land the Man is. Land literally messages me out of the blue yesterday, seriously, asking me, and keep in mind, I had the championship package installed, like a month ago? Something like that.
Into your mouth, we heard.
Yeah, into my mouth. The championship package was inserted into the mouth about a month ago. But he still hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, just checking in, make sure everything's okay." The dude's awesome. Like I said, he does great work. He's a fantastic guy. Check it out. Dental implants championship package 1997. Get it now before it's 2026, my friends. Save yourself a little bit of money, a little bit of cash. All right, hop in there. I agree, by the way, Tyler Warden. Okay. By the way, Grant Winkler puts it really well. Genius marketing, make us confused, so we search to see if it's really his sister. Actually, it's a really good point. Lan, do we have a feeling that Lan's been playing chess this entire time with us, and he's just got us going around in circles?
Lan's always one step ahead.
Yeah, that's true. All right. By the way, we're going to have Fran Fraschilla on this coming week, and I can't wait to call him Fran the Man with the master plan. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, all right, Copal, I've been a little bit under the weather, so we had to cancel it, but we're going to have it next week, though. Next week, Saturday, Dennis Walsh, you were expected to be there. Ted Wardo will be there as well. Mexican food delivered nationwide, mymexicanmenu.com. Use code AZ12 for 10% off your order. Book your next large part of your corporate event with Copal. Sorry.
God.
Oh, yeah, I know, man. This has been long. Yeah, let's shut up. Okay, yeah, Copal, Tucson's contemporary Mexican food. It's going to be a great watch party. Yes, exactly. Okay, now one more. Okay. All right. Brogan, how's your AC?
Working well.
How's your furnace?
Furnace is also fine, even though it's 75 today. So no furnace needed.
I was going to say, all right. But if you need a furnace tune-up or, the front pipe, you're like, man, I don't want to front pipe in the furnace to make sure that thing's working. Comfort X HVAC is going to take care of it for you. 10% off when you mention the AZ12 podcast and the call 520-222-7012. They've done a very, very good job for you, Cody James Martin. You're actually allowed to talk right now. What do you have to say?
Yeah, they came right out and got everything fixed for me. Saved me a lot of money by finding out that we had a warranty that I didn't even know we had. So just fantastic service all around. I will be using them every single time I need to do anything with my AC or my furnace.
Yeah, they call him Cody White because he sounds like Barry White. That's how good that was. Check it out, though. Comfort X HVAC. Yes. Claire, Mike, this is so random. And hi, it's Claire Cook. Been many months. When did you live at the Standard? I'd have to ask Ben one White that, but I think
man, that was years ago.
That was, I'm trying to think here because I was finishing my degree. I would say 2019, 2018.
I thought it was at least it's 10 years, I think, about. Because I didn't have kids because I used to drop you off over there.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I didn't have kids. So yeah, you're right. Probably around there.
It's around there, but I can look though. Let's check it out. Okay. Oh my gosh, a $50 super snap. U of A wins the battle of the football schools. Thanks for all your great coverage. Happy holidays, AZ Wildcat fan. Very much appreciate you. Okay, we had another super snap in here as well. Oh, Lee Ferris, great games tonight. Bear down. Very much appreciate you, Lee. Yes. Yeah. No, Claire, I'm looking at it right now. 2018. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, all right. So let's get back to Arizona. All right. I want to talk a little bit about up front, though, with this team. Isn't that really what separates this team, though, from basically almost everybody else? You look at it against UConn. I don't care what anybody has to say, that Terrace Reed was out. First of all, we need to stop making Terrace Reed out like he's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, it's like everybody's talking about him like he's this All-American. The Ruby guy or whatever he was just fine. He was 15-8, something like that. And so he was obviously, and Arizona beat the crap out of them on the boards as well. They did that in this game. If you're not big, Arizona's going to girth the heck out of you guys.
Well, and Terrace Reed, I'm sure, makes a difference, but Ryba had his career best game again, 15-8. You weren't going to get 15-8 out of Ryba and then go get 15-8 out of Terrace Reed. So, from a number standpoint, they sort of wash each other out a little bit. What Arizona has shown is if you're not a big physical team, and Stephen Pearl made this point, if you're not a big physical team, you're just going to get punked by Arizona, and you almost have no chance to beat them.
I agree.
And so that kind of limits the teams that can match Arizona. It limits you to like Gonzaga, Michigan, maybe Purdue, even though they're probably too white. But like, there's like 5 teams in the country that are going to be big and physical that can match Arizona, and that's it. Everybody else is just going to get bullied by Arizona at this point.
Right. Yes. But also at the same time, Big 12 Bobby, different game with Reed. Who knows what could have happened, but we can play that all day. Here's where I'm at with this. Arizona was in UConn. They were playing at UConn. At the end of the day, I am going to say this, that it is what it is. You go into UConn and they're missing a starter, so what? I don't really care. I give them.
Look, they had both players when they barely beat Florida. They had Reed and they had Mullins when they barely beat Florida. They didn't look great against Texas the other night until the second half. They had both those guys.
They barely beat BYU, and Cato was out after 8 minutes. Like, yeah, you could play that game with UConn.
So, yeah, I mean, we can play that game. You beat who you beat. Now, this Alabama one, you went in there and you beat Alabama basically in their hometown. I still can't believe we can't talk about it on air, but Kobe L. Thiel literally put out the most inappropriate tweet that I've ever seen, and I deal with ASU trolls every single day. I can't get over how bad this tweet was that he actually put out.
Should I send it to Brogan?
Yes, send it to Brogan.
I want to see
Brogan's reaction on air when
the Alabama #1 seed tweet.
No, it's much worse.
Oh, dude! When I say this is literally the worst tweet you'll ever see, yeah, send it. All right, and then if anybody screenshotted it, yeah, feel free to pass it along. I'm not going to out him like this, but I just texted it to you. I'm pretty non-PC. I say a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't. This was one where I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually put that out there. It wasn't good.
And he did it? And he did it?
Yeah. Dude. And then and we were like, dude, it's a great tweet, but don't get me wrong. It's not.
In my mind, that makes up for the Alabama's going to be a 1 seed tweet.
When he put that out there, I was like, holy crap. Anyways, people, we might put it in there in the comments later on, but we're just going to quote Kobe L. Nothing. It's certainly
AZ12 after dark now.
Yes. So, yes, AZ12 after dark, baby. Okay. Now, all right. Now let's talk a little bit then about what everything that you can do. Jaden Bradley, this is something that I find very interesting with him is that, listen, he's fantastic, but man, there is just a level to him, especially in that first half, where you watched him, and there were a couple times when you're like, guys, we'll put Sheer, just type in what he said. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm not.
All right, well, fine. Then you
have sponsors.
Yourself. Yes. Okay. But with Jaden Bradley, though, what I like about Jaden, and I'm a big Jaden guy, but I didn't necessarily see this being the case, is that every time Arizona needed to, like when Alabama got up 6 or whatever, it looks like they're about to start hitting a barrage of threes. Then after that, Jaden Bradley makes a 3. He gets into the paint. He makes a 14-footer, a whole bunch of stuff like that. This is really the guy that can basically stop a run on his own. And I didn't know, honestly, I did not know that he was necessarily equipped with that. But
did you know, Mike, that Jaden Bradley didn't make a field goal in the second half?
Well, but that also shows you his impact, though, that it's
like. No, but I'm saying, like, that actually makes this win more impressive because he was 0 for 2 in the second half, 4 assists, no turnovers. His only 2 points came at the free throw line, right. And they still did what they did. But in the first half, he was the main reason why that game didn't get away at some point because he had 11 points, and, you know, it didn't get away from him because he hit that jumper that looked like it was going to be a bad shot, but went in, and then that play you mentioned, like, but the fact that they won and they pulled away with him doing nothing,
let me ask you guys this: when was and I'll ask the chat this as well. When was the last time that Arizona had a lead guard that could do that? And don't say McConnell, because McConnell couldn't do that. Again, I'm not saying he's better than McConnell, whatever you want to say. But when was the last time that Arizona had a point guard that basically, if the team's on another run, he says, all right, I'm going to score the next 5 points?
I don't know. You don't think TJ could do that at senior year?
No, definitely not. TJ averaged like 9 points a game, dude. He couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Parker Jackson Cartwright. Yes. Honestly,
Alonzo Trier, point guard Alonzo Trier.
Maybe Mark Lyons.
Probably Mark Lyons. Momo Jones at Stanford.
Yeah.
Come on.
It was Lyons for sure, but Lyons wasn't near as consistent as Bradley's been.
Right,
but
that's why it's a hard.
Lyons had the big game winner at McHale against Florida. Like, if you needed a big shot, Lyons was ready for the moment, but he wasn't as consistent and as clutch as Bradley's been early this season.
What about James Akinjo?
It just goes to show you. All right, now you're just It just goes. It just goes to show. I love James Akinjo. It just goes to show you, though, that just what a unique situation this is for Arizona. Also, now let's talk about the small forward spot.
By the way, the answer is Justin Coleman, but only in Maui.
Yeah. Let's talk about the small forward situation, because that was something that, Prim, in all fairness, have said. Prim, in all fairness, has backed away from it and said he was wrong. We give him a lot of credit for this.
Wow.
But all the people that were so worried about the small forward position, the small forward position is awesome. Like, listen, I mean, it's not like you have an All-American there, but you look at, what Yvonne brings. Yvonne is awesome. In what he does. He's so under control. He does so many good things. ADO, I mean, that's a big sheer L, obviously. He's going to keep, I
wonder about his finger, though. Did you see that?
No, what did he get?
I think he dislocated his finger.
It's fine. I don't care about that. Sheer hates Dwayne. We have to hear about this every single show but the small forward position is awesome, guys.
I mean, Yvonne had 5 steals tonight. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was going to make the same exact point. When he committed to Arizona, the scouting report on him was he's an awesome defender and he's a big physical wing. And, then we hear from the coaching staff that he can really shoot it, which that's still up for debate. That's the same as Dwayne being a 2 guard. But his impact every single game now is just showing up on defense, whether it was Keyshawn Hall, whether it was Caravan, whoever he guarded tonight, one of the guards, Allen, when he was in the game, who was kind of a non-factor. For all the good things he does on offense, which I love the play where he's on the breakaway and there's a quick, fast guard in him. So he's like, let me just turn around for a dribble and just elevate over you to shoot a layup. Like, the way he plays is definitely pretty advanced for a 19-year-old. And defensively, he's the best defender on the team.
If he wasn't from like where he's from, if he was from like, I'll probably get in trouble for this, but yeah. But if he was from like Congo or something, like, I would definitely question how old he was.
I thought you were going to say Ohio, but go ahead.
Oh no, Ohio, yeah. No, but if he was from like Congo or like Senegal or something like that, I would definitely question how old he was because of the way that he plays, how like mature he looks and everything. But man, I mean, he's from I guess he's from Germany, so I got to take it at face value as to how old he is.
Might just say that CD is like 27.
Nah, he doesn't look 27 though. Yvonne looks old though. He looks like Yvonne looks like he was born with like a cup of Folgers with him or something. And they're like, "Here, go out into the countryside, young man."
Mike's on fire. This is a hot streak for Mike right now.
Jeff Goodman. That's all I need to get me going is Jeff Goodman. But he's a treasure though, man. At the end of the day, he is a winning basketball player. That's the best way that I can put it. Is that Ivan Karchenkov is a winning basketball player. Boom.
He's got an old man game. Like,
right.
There's guys, that have old man games, and he's one of them. Like, even like his footwork around the basket and the way he operates, it's like he's not as athletic as the guy guarding him, but he's smarter. Like, his footwork, he'll get you to jump and he'll draw a foul, or he'll get you to move one way and go the other. He just has a really mature game. I believe the coaches when they told us that he was good defensively, but he's elite defensively. Like, there's good and there's like, he's elite.
And we've also gotten some phony and as much as we love this person,
yes,
we've gotten some phony baloney write-ups as well about, shooting guards on the team and, things like that. So,
and look, like Holloway's good. My guess is Holloway's still injured. just
Right.
based on. But even like he played 20 minutes and went scoreless. He only
Took two shots though. Like that's not his game.
All right.
Right. My guess is he's still injured, but I'm sure defense also played a large role in that. But I mean, that's the thing. Like we're talking about rebounding and all that. This is by far Tommy's best defensive team.
We got real quick, Mike. I'm not trying to say that you like willed this to happen, but we saw a good chunk of minutes with Karchenkov at the power forward tonight. Just saying.
I love it. All right, let's get it. I got to get all the super snaps in here. By the way, Karchenkov is from Germany via the USSR or whatever. So I will put more.
I actually don't think he's ever been Russian, Mike.
I think he was actually born in Russia.
No. I'm serious.
Well, his people are from Russia.
You might be right. Let me look into this.
From Russia. But either way, I'm going to take the birth certificate of Germany over somebody from Mozambique. Deal?
Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying anything you don't actually agree with. So, yeah. Anyways, all right. So, all right. Let's get some of these reads in here. Vegas Falcon, $50 super snap. Yvonne is the glue that binds this team. Wasn't that the name of the ties that glue the binds or something like that? There was a movie like that in the 90s. Yeah. Austin Kruger, 1999. JB moves in silence like the G in lasagna. Oh, I like that. That's very good. That's diabolical. And best in the country and won't get his flowers on a national level until he's cutting down the nets. Love it, Austin. Very much appreciate yes. AZ Wildcat fan, $50 super snap. Juve wins the battle of the football schools. Thanks for all your great coverage. Happy holidays. P.S. I still love Iwaka, even though he alley-oops dunks now. More AZ Wildcat fan, the man. Yes. Okay. Lee Ferris, 1999. Great games tonight, guys. Bear down. Boom. Very much appreciate it. Okay, yeah, Andre Veras, 998. Brogan, can you give Mike the glove about Krivas versus Henry? No, he agrees with me. Here's where I am with Krivas. I love Krivas. I think Krivas is a great college basketball player. Henry is better. I think they can both be true. I don't know what the issue is right there. Would you guys agree with this?
Yeah, Henry's going to be an NBA player. I'm not sure Krivas is. He's a little slow.
Right.
But if you look at what this Arizona team, how they're constructed and what they need, I could argue all day that Krivas is a better fit with this team than Vaser.
Okay, so, by the way, Yvonne said he was born in Russia in the Brian Jeffries lineup. Can you get your continent straight there, Sheer?
Russia's a continent?
It's a big country. Yeah. Sorry. Either way, you're wrong.
Get your continent straight, Sheer.
Yeah, get your continents right, Sheer. Yeah, get it right. Another 20-plus rebound and only 4 turnovers versus 15 for Bama. That's your game. Also, I'm going to just say this one more time. And again, I know he's successful, but I do not know, like I said, I can't watching that basketball though. Like if you're
because you're usually living and dying by one shot. Like they're good from 2, but if Alabama's threes aren't hitting, this is where they get exposed by a big physical team. Like this is when they will lose games, similar to the Duke lot. Like this is what they are. So if you're a fan and they're out here shooting 43s and they're making 20 of them, you're like, hell yeah, we're awesome. And if it looks like this tonight, it's just in March, if they get hot, they can win a title. Like they can. Do I think they will? No, but they can if they get hot from 3, or they could lose in the first or second round if they're not hot from 3.
Against Arizona in so many games. You picked against Arizona.
You're welcome.
Times now.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right.
Someone's got to do it.
All right, let's get a couple reads in here, and then we're going to get back to it here. Take that.
I want some football. I'm gonna do a football thing real quick, can I?
We're going to talk football. Can you take this super snap off the screen?
Read this one. You haven't read it yet.
Oh, great Arizona win. Highlight of the weekend, without a doubt. If any of you are headed to SDSU, beer's on me. Mr. Tyler Warden, congratulations. You better shotgun that beer out of your shoe, my friend. Okay, yeah.
That's honeymoon money. You better be careful.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Okay. All right, yeah. RJ's frozen cactus. Now, we got both the Jets in here. We got both the Jets. Well, we got 2 pilots in here, Harry Lex and Dennis Walsh. And there's a huge controversy that has been brewing between these two for a long time now. And it is very, very serious. Dennis Walsh says you can't back up a Jet. Or no, Dennis Walsh says you can back up a Jet. Harry Lex says you can't back up a Jet. Something's got to give. Both these guys, and they're very set in their ways. But you know what they agree on entirely? RJ's frozen cactus. Red Hot beer and ice cold sport, or Red Hot sports and ice cold beer. 100+ craft beers, $2 deals, pizza, wings, tacos, burgers, and more. If Harry and Dennis can't agree on anything, they can agree on RJ's frozen cactus. It is very, very good. It's a fun spot. Pizza, wings, tacos, burgers, and more. Check it out. Boom. Okay. You guys realize I'm not gonna have any voice after this. Okay, yeah. All right, now I don't need a voice. I don't need a voice to not endorse Andre Veris, though. Sheer, help me say my voice. Tell me.
I mean, look, he's trying to butter us up. It's never gonna work. I mean,
Right.
he'll text us in the game. He'll flirt a little bit. It's not gonna work. We won't endorse him. But if you give him a call at 520-325-3456 and reference the AZ12 podcast, he'll meet with you. He'll help you with your investments, and he'll put you on the right track.
But he's not going. We're not endorsing him, though. We're highly
no,
recommending him. That's it. That's it. Nothing more. But Andre is the man. Give him a call, though. Again, boom. Check it out. All right. What else we got? All right. Yeah. The Tucson Family Food Project. All right. Brogan, what did you think this was? You thought this were tacos she was making, right?
Chinese.
Chinese?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
See it. Maybe that Chinese pasta house. By the way, don't ever go that, but that's right by the U of A. Very
I heard it's good.
Oh, it's dangerous. No. It's dangerous. What?
What's that mean?
Um,
What's dangerous about it? It can't be gas. Everything gives you gas.
No, it's you go in there. It's not good. Yeah, that's all I can say. All right, but either way, the Tucson Family Food Project, direct aid plus life skills development, currently 255 meal kits per week, 2026 goal, 1,000 meal kits per week. Donations made with AZ12 comment will be matched cumulative up to $10,000. Okay, boom, check it out, the Tucson Family Food Project. Oh, AZ Jazzman is back. John, my guy, it's good to see you back, buddy. Okay, AZ Jazzman got rid of his Twitter because of us. Okay, so now, all right, now let's get into a little bit the best teams in the country. Okay, best teams in the country. There's 3 teams, in my opinion, they're very good, very good. Oh, by the way, look at these guys, Harry Lex and Dennis Walsh, standing off from a distance at each other. But it looks like Dennis Walsh has just admitted he was wrong, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. Gustav, real quick, says, what did he say? He goes, I went to the Chinese pasta house in July. It was 112 degrees outside and hotter inside. Yeah. If you go in, you know. That's all I can say is you go in there, you do know. But here's where I'm at, though. No, Big 12, Bobby, you're wrong. So Arizona, I believe, is the best team in the country. Sheer, you think they're like 9th, correct?
Arizona?
Yeah.
No, I think they're 1. I think they're the best team in the country.
Okay. All right.
I thought he was gonna have them second.
I can
in the
only
Big
imagine
12.
your next 4 teams, though, Mike. It's going to be something stupid.
Yeah, because you all no. I think it's very, very. I think it's very simple. Arizona's number 1, UConn's number 2, Michigan's number 3. Those are the 3.
I don't know how you could say UConn's better than Michigan right now.
I'll take UConn. I'll take a fully healthy Michigan or UConn team over Michigan. I think they're better.
Based on what?
Based on everything. Coaching, roster, I'll take UConn. Brogan, what do you think?
I like Michigan over UConn.
I thought you said that you like UConn. We were talking on the phone, you liar.
No. I like UConn. I'm with you. Those are the 3
UConn's
best
good.
teams.
We're not saying UConn's good. I
Yeah.
just think Arizona and Michigan are ahead of the pack.
The thing with Michigan is they're like Arizona in the fact that they're really big, and the fact that Lindenberg can play the 3 for them allows them to play Johnson and Mara up front like they're the biggest team in the country. But they also have 4 guards. And so they can sub guards in that can all play and make plays with the ball, to where if Cadeau can't make any shots or Burnett's not hitting threes, they just bring in more guards. And so Michigan's the deepest team in the country, in my opinion, and they're big like Arizona, and they beat people up. UConn, their guards have to play well, or they're very, very beatable. If Ball and DeMary aren't playing well, then they're very beatable.
Yeah, but their guards are better, though, than Michigan's guards.
Yeah, but Michigan's bigs are way better than UConn.
Yeah, that's true.
Significantly better, you know?
That's true.
So,
all right. Well, either way, those are the 3,
though. Iowa State, not sold. They're really good, but not sold on them being a top 5 team in the country.
Here's
Long
where I'm
term.
at with
What
Iowa.
about Duke?
Duke, I would put it 4.
Duke's at 4, but they're closer to 5 than they are to 3, in my opinion.
So you have Purdue. Do you have Purdue in your top 5, Mike?
No, I don't. I got 5 or 6, whatever. They're too white. I don't know how else to put it. They're too white. Like they're good, but I do not put them in the
Houston, BYU, Purdue, they're all in that next bucket.
I would
Iowa State too.
Yes,
all in that next bucket.
I think they're a little bit too limited. So Iowa State, here's where I'm at with Iowa State. I think Iowa State is really, really good. The foreigner from Wisconsin is an MNBA player. I mean, he's really, really good. But I also think they're getting a little bit overrated by their win against Purdue. Again, a great win, maybe the win of the season so far in college basketball. But when I still look at them, I do not say, here's the better way I can put it. When I look at Arizona, when I look at UConn, when I look at Michigan, I see teams that I think have kind of overwhelming talent and coaching across the board. When I look at Iowa State, I see a dude, Taman Lipsey, that they got the freshman kid that probably should be starting, but for whatever reason, he wasn't for a while. I don't know. Like I said, Iowa State, I'm not there yet. I'm not.
That French point guard they have is awesome.
Yeah, that guy
is awesome. Yeah, he's good.
He's awesome. But like I said,
That's another team though that's not going to lose for another month because they have no one. The best team they face from now until January 7th. At January 7th, they go to Baylor.
Right.
And then a
and
week
they have
later,
they have a cupcake. They got the best schedule in the Big 12, but they've got no depth. Their center can't score.
Right.
And so they just have too many. Like their margin for error is super
out
small.
of his mind so far this season.
Jefferson. 50% from 3. Yeah, playing like crazy.
He's insane.
I wanted to bring this up too. Joshua Jefferson is the epitome of how we do not, with the transfer portal, how it basically is another form of evaluation and recruiting. Because it's so dumb when you'll get some people that are just saying, well, just all the portal guys are really good or none of the portal guys are good. I don't really, when you look at it, the difference in competing for a title or being a Sweet 16 team can be Joshua Jefferson or Trey Townsend. Seriously. I mean, you look at Joshua Jefferson, and I got to give Brogan a lot of credit on him because he liked him, but no Ben won. But at the same time, with Jefferson, though, he averaged 10 and 5 at St. Mary's. So, but you look at him.
Good, though. I mean, you could tell he was good at St. Mary's when you watched him.
Well, I know, but I didn't
think he'd be this good. But you could, I mean, his sophomore season at St. Mary's, he was at like 10, 6, 3.
Well, I know, but still, I mean,
on a team that scores 53 points a game, so you got to add like 50% to the numbers. But still, you can't blame anybody for taking Townsend after his tournament run. And then it's the domino effect. If you get Jefferson, you don't get Koa and all kinds of other things. So if they would have had him last year, they'd have been a much better team, but then we don't get this team. So in hindsight, it's kind of like, well, all right, we'll take what we got.
But it goes to show you, though, if you hit, and again, I don't blame Tommy because, at the end of the day, I would have done the same thing. But it just goes to show you, though, that if you make the right decision there, and not all mid-major guys are going to be busts. There's a lot of guys that are actually really good. But it is what it is. Kobe L. Thiel says, I preferred Javier Amos over Trey Townsend. Townsend was an easy bust to see, but man, Amos was even worse. Yeah, no duh. Amos averaged 3 points a game, so missed me with all of that, Kobe L. So that's another thing. Now, when I look at this team, though, and I just think 8-man rotation. I know that there's some people that are a little bit concerned about the backup point guard spot. Well, I would hope today maybe alleviated a few of those concerns.
Are you speaking of Evan Nelson's last minute of the game?
Yeah, I don't understand what he
I mean, Bradley didn't do a lot in the second half. I'm just saying.
No, and so the hope was that Burries would be able to be, point guard minutes, and Tommy had kind of made a point the last couple games to get him significant minutes at the 1. I don't think Arizona has any concerns. Like tonight, Bradley got in early foul trouble, and Lloyd sat him for a long time. They wanted a major run. So, yeah, if Burries is the backup 1, I think you're good. I think you're more worried about, like, if Koa goes down and Karchenkov has to play extended minutes at the 4, Krivas is resting, whatever the rotation is at that point. I think that's more of a concern at this point. It's hard to ignore that Burries' last 4 games, he's averaging, close to 20 points a game. He doesn't really turn the ball over. And so, yeah, I don't think that's an issue anymore.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. Sheer, what say you?
No, it's not. I mean, look, obviously Evan Nelson isn't a factor. I mean, it's safe to say that. And I think one of the reasons also he's not a factor is because Braden's clearly a good backup point guard. Like
Right.
if there's a thought where Braden wasn't good at backup point, maybe they try to play Evan and kind of force that situation. They're not. Evan's
Right.
just not going to play this season. And again, Burries with the ball in his hands, and at times Yvonne had the ball in his hands. And I don't want to say you don't need a point guard in this offense, but there's times where it could absolutely operate without, a point guard as we're
Let me
used to
ask you
seeing.
this. Let me ask you this. I'm going to push back a little bit against Big 12 Bobby on this. Yvonne can't guard the 4 for extended minutes in league play. Who are the
Why?
guys? Well, I disagree with you. Why? Against Houston, Tugler sucks offensively. He's not going to do anything to him. Joshua Jefferson, fair enough. That's an exception.
BYU plays Debance at the 4. I mean, Debance is the best player in the country,
But Karchenkov's guarding him anyways.
right. Kansas has
Remind me, I want to get back to Kansas at some point, but yeah, go ahead.
that's maybe a tough matchup
Kansas
because they play Flory at the 4. They play
All right.
Bethune at the 4. So that's
Who
probably
do they
tough.
who do they play at the center? I thought they played
Tiller.
Trey White.
No, they
Who?
play Tiller. They play Tiller and
Tiller.
Flory.
Karchenkov will guard Tiller though, because he just shoots threes anyway.
Yeah, Watts is the 4 for Tech. He's small.
Right. The 4s are too big and physical for him to guard. See, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree
Tugler,
with that.
yeah, and we love Big 12 Bobby. Tugler stinks. So he's not going to do anything. And then you've got like DeBanzo, like you said, that's who he's going to guard. That's who he's going to guard anyways.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, he's not
It's
like,
really Jefferson. Jefferson's the only
Jefferson's the one guy where you're
hard matchup for him.
yeah. I mean, in the
is
same
he though? Like, I think Jefferson's good, but like, what is it? The size difference?
yeah.
Yeah. What I
It's
like
just
about Jefferson though is,
6'9".
but he'll go to the post. Jefferson will go to the block and post up. I don't think
Yeah.
Karchenkov is going to be a back to the basket defender. But if Jefferson's going to run around the perimeter, shoot threes, take Ivan on that all day. But
the 4 in college isn't like Arizona is very unique. Like Koa Pete in reality is a unique 4 in college. A lot of these guys don't have like the bangers anymore. Like Ben
Right.
one. Like they don't have guys like going in the post, and it's different. They're face up 4s. Like Michigan, for instance, plays what's his name at the 4? Yaxel, but they'll play like Morez Johnson. Like that's why they're good. Like they go to that physical 4. And other teams don't, and they can't handle it. Like you have to match up with teams too.
All right, Irish Mike. Irish Mike, I was actually going to ask if you wanted to come on the show in the next couple of weeks for a fan segment because you have been the one pushing the football school, but not after that slander you just put in the comments, my friend. I will not allow this one. Period.
Why do people think you hate Krivas? I missed that.
Because I don't believe Krivas is going to play in the NBA.
Mike hates Krivas.
I've said a million times, I think Krivas is a really good college player, and I'm happy to have him.
But you bring it up. There's two things with it. And I am criticizing you, but I'm not at the same time. Number one, I've always said this. I don't care how dudes are in the NBA. Like,
it's just a different argument. I get it.
You bring it up in the middle of a game, dude. And then you bring it up, and he gets 14 and 14. And
I don't think he's going to play in the NBA. That's cool.
But who cares when there's 8 minutes into the Arizona, Alabama if Mo Krivas can play in the NBA?
Who cares? I care. It's my opinion.
But you started a thread on it. Like, no one cares right now.
They clearly do care because there's like 400 replies on it. So
yes, they're all negative. How many downvotes do you have on that
I will
thing?
say this. If Krivas starts hitting threes consistently in college games, he's got a much better chance of playing in the NBA.
You have 31 downvotes.
What was he? Was he 5 of 16? Was he 5 of 16?
Yeah, I don't buy that. I think the stat. I had a thing with the stat keeper all night. I don't buy that.
All right, so he's 7'3", and he's 7'3", and he's 5 of 16. That's not exactly proving my.
Cheer, did you just talk Mike into hating Krivas in the moment?
Yeah, there you go, dude. Well, dude, here's the thing that Sheer always has somebody he hates on, and Brogan can vouch for this. Every game last year, we would get a text in the middle of the game from Sheer. ADO sucks. We all with that
KJ Lewis,
right? KJ Lewis and ADO suck. By the way, how's KJ Lewis doing this year? By the way,
I don't know. I don't pay attention to mediocre teams. I cover the number 1 team in the land.
Okay. Now this year it's Dwayne. Every 5 minutes, Dwayne sucks. Dwayne sucks. Dwayne sucks. We always have to hear that Dwayne sucks. So there's always somebody you pick on to make a.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I said Dwayne sucked after he missed the 3.
You say it every game.
Mike, Dwayne Aristotle, 14 minutes, 1 of 3 shooting, 1 rebound. That was his line.
In fairness, who was more relentless, Sheer with KJ or Mike with Pella?
Yeah, but I admitted I was wrong, though. That's the difference. I capitulate.
The difference is my analysis is accurate. Yours is just filled with hate.
No, it's not. KJ Lewis, you even said that you did not think
you had the shovel, you dug the grave for Krivas, and then you wonder why people were putting him in the grave.
No, come on. It's huge. Yes. But all I'm saying is this. I admitted I was wrong. Your KJ stuff is stupid.
I don't pay attention to bad teams.
No,
I'm covering the #1 team in the land with a shooting
this
guard.
Season, you're like,
All right, I'll ask you this. You love KJ Lewis. You want to rub it in my face. Would you take KJ over Braden Burries this year?
So far?
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
You're nuts. You
for
think
this
KJ
season,
Lewis is putting 28 against Alabama?
Lewis, dude, look at the stats, bro.
That doesn't answer my question. Do you think
Lewis right now has had a better season than Braden?
Do you think KJ Mike, the competition isn't even comparable? It's not even comparable.
You also realize that KJ is one of the best defensive players in all of college basketball, correct?
Dude, you think KJ Lewis could score 28 points against Alabama?
There's more in basketball to that.
I think this debate in my mind is, I think KJ Lewis today is better at basketball than Braden Burries.
Yeah,
but he's also, been in college for 4 years. But I think he's a significantly worse fit on this team.
Yeah, I agree with both
of
those.
Out today against St. Peter's.
What's that? Here's what
out against St. Peter's today.
In
overtime. They needed overtime to beat St. Peter's.
St. Peter's is. Here's what's great. Sheer told me, he said he won't do anything because he's going to have to be the main man, and that's going to be painful to watch him as the main man. So he's the main man.
I don't use the word painful.
He said he was like 48%.
Diabolical.
He's like 48% of the field. All right. Anyway, this is all.
Do you know what the mascot is for St. Peter's, who they barely beat today?
Yeah, aren't they? Isn't it like the Golden Gales?
Close. It's the Peacocks.
Oh, the Golden Peacocks. That's right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, TS1 says get broken a peacekeeper helmet. Yes.
I will say this. He's obviously playing very well. Wednesday they played Marquette. I'm curious. The Big East he's played well. The problem is, I will say this, and I'll leave it at this. I judge players on winning teams differently than I judge players on losing teams.
Okay.
Like, for instance, it's very, and again, I know you're going to give me crap for this, and it's not a great comparison, but take Speedy Luke in football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speedy Luke was awful at Arizona. He was great at Fresno State, a losing football team. KJ Lewis was pretty good at Arizona. He's great at Georgetown, a losing basketball team. Like, Georgetown sucks. Like, I think there's a difference between being able to do, I think he's talented, but I think there's a difference between being able to do something like, look at Morauskas, right? Morauskas, non-factor at Arizona. St. Mary's, and I know they're not a losing team or whatever, awesome. Like, there's got Philly B. Like, there's just, to me, I just view things differently.
I think we just have to agree that Tommy is an insane evaluator of talent, because all outside of Speedy Luke, right? But all of his recruits go to other schools and play well, regardless of win or loss. But even Philly B was 10 points a game or whatever at New Mexico, and he was terrible at Arizona. But Morauskas is really good at St. Mary's. KJ really good at Georgetown. Facer really good at North Carolina. Like, they're all good wherever they go. But if you were to bring all those guys back to Arizona, those three specifically, this team would be worse.
Yeah,
because it wouldn't be constructed the same.
Yeah. All right. But either way, I'm just going to say, and on top of that, yes, somebody has to score on bad teams, but that does generally what that means, though, is that they're going to shoot 39% from the field, not 50% from the field. He's good. And I think he's up there with steals as well. So anyways.
Ed Dogger just posted a great stat because I want to pay attention one more time to girth. Toby Walk-On Ken Palm now has the #1 offensive and defensive rebounding rate in the country. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Honestly, I'm not at all surprised by that. Like,
I don't think I've ever seen one in both.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't look at those stats, but that doesn't surprise me in the least, to be honest with you.
What would be interesting is somebody else ever been one at both.
Yeah, like, I don't.
People are really good offensively or defensively rebounding. You know,
the statistical comparison right now on Ken Palm would be dudes I've never heard of in my entire life. I've never.
Yeah. So,
all right. He's the most recent player. Yeah. Nobody I could possibly think of.
All right, so there is what it is. All right, Sheer admits his loss. Okay, now let's move on here a little bit. Arizona's locked up a what? I mean, barring Arizona absolutely going Foster plumbing and needing a whole revamp of your toiletry, Arizona's going to be actually, Shelby, I want to talk about that in a second. Sorry, I want to talk about Nate Oates first. But let's get a couple reads in here. I want to talk about
Nate Oates.
I mean, dude, yeah. All right. Welcome to the Rock. Dude, you guys are gonna have to help out me. That's just painful to even.
It's worth losing your voiceover, Mike.
Why is Mike whispering into the microphone?
Dude, my voice. Yeah, no, that was.
You would have been better off just farting into the mic.
Yeah. Well, hey, look what I got, by the way. Watch this.
No, don't do it, Michael. Don't do it. Is it a fart ninja? Okay. Yeah, that's much better.
It sounded like Mike's static. So same thing.
Two convenient locations. Now, there's a lot of idiots out there. Not a lot of idiots. There's a couple idiots out there that believe that they're in the Green Valley Decorative Rock is only in Green Valley. They are wrong. It is also in Tucson. Nate Oates absolutely believes that Green Valley Decorative Rock is only in Green Valley because he's a putz. East of Benson, Sierra Vista, west of Marana, south of Nogales, north to Oracle, serving residents and contractors. Check it out. Okay, now. Sorry. Yes, David Rosen. Nate Oates sucks. All right. Now, Jesse's Tattoo Shop. Jesse is the man. Now, the cool thing about them is they do any kind of tattoo you want. You got fine lines. You want, gray and white. You do any kind of different thing that you want. Gray and white, black and white. They can do a million different things for you. And the line, the contour, it's great. And it's also a really fun place to go into. And it is clean. It is a lot of fun to go in there and just actually hang out. It's not like one of these tattoo shops where you go in there and they got like a fish tank with like a dead salamander or something in there. There's none of that goes on at Jesse's Tattoo Shop, and it is a sober shop. It is very, very good. Check it out. Golf Links and Pantano. Sober shop. Wear a tattoo that fits your style. And Jesse's Tattoo and Tattoo Supply. Top 3 business rate 2025. Tattoo Shop, Tucson, Arizona. Google reviews. Okay. All right, Baggins. Now, Dennis Walsh was there earlier today with his good friend Kai. And yes, and they got it. I don't know what they got. They probably didn't get the Dennis Walsh special, but use code AZ12 for 15% off. Look at that food right there. That looks really, really good. All food made in-house daily. Every sandwich comes with a chocolate chip cookie. Get it there. Okay. Now,
how many people actually go into Baggins and ask for the Dennis Walsh special like it's a thing?
I did. I got arrested. So.
I was going to say, yeah, dude, seriously. Do we think Ben won white if nobody knew was going in and asking for the Dennis Walsh special?
Hey, hold up real quick. Dick Wilson made a great point. Is Thatcher even a thing if Green Valley Decorative Rock doesn't deliver there? It goes east to Benson. Doesn't go anywhere to Thatcher. Just saying.
Ooh, dude, that's a shot. Land the man. That is a shot at Land the man. That is bad.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Holy moly. That was bad. All right. David Rosen says, why is Nate Oates a putz? Well, there's a couple reasons. First of all, he has players that kill people. And then when they're asked about why did you, what happened? And he goes, hey, man, wrong place at the wrong time. Things happen. And then they literally
technically, Brandon Miller didn't kill anybody. Just saying.
Well, no, but the guy on the team killed him, though. Another guy.
He didn't defend that guy. He defended Brandon Miller. He didn't defend that guy.
Brandon Miller brought the gun then that killed him. Sorry. And then he said it was the wrong place. But basically, the guy asked Brandon Miller to bring a gun so that he could kill somebody. And then he goes, after it happened, wrong place, wrong time. Kids will be kids, like it's like stealing your dad's bike.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. It was actually.
Did the guy get convicted?
That guy's done. That guy, I believe, is doing. I think he's doing life.
Did he get convicted?
I think so.
Of course,
I think so.
Dude, guys like that always get convicted.
No, I just meant it. Like Darius, I don't think he went on trial yet, dude.
Yes, he was definitely convicted.
No, he hasn't. I just looked it up.
All right. Well, either way, I'm not going to go alleged.
They set the date. He has not been convicted yet.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It was in 2023. He has not been on trial yet.
Okay, yeah.
Darius Miles, not to be convinced with Clipper Darius Miles.
What I will say about Nate Oates, I'll always have a tiny little soft spot for Nate Oates because he went at Coach K publicly, which nobody does.
Right, that is true.
He always gets some credit for that from me.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Tommy and Oates are friends too.
They are, yes. That all right. Well, either way, I'm going to say that. Yeah, he. All right. Either way, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to say this though. What is the deal with appealing and challenging plays? And what is this?
I got this because believe it or not, boots on the ground said that Tommy just pretty much found this out tonight too. You can appeal for a flagrant foul as many times as you want, but if you're wrong, you lose a timeout.
Well, and even more importantly, you can appeal a flagrant after a play in the game has happened. You can't challenge anything after they've let a free throw go. But what's crazy about that first appeal is there was nothing remotely close to a flagrant from Krivas.
Well,
there was no contact above
Right.
the head or neck area, whatever. That's an NFL thing, I guess, maybe. But like that one wasn't even close. The goaltend he challenged and he won that, so it's like okay. But the first one was crazy because there was nothing that he would have seen that was remotely close to a flagrant.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And again, he's just whining the entire time about every single call. It's like, dude, stop, knock it off. Gosh. Sorry, I'm starting to catch up with me a little bit. But either way, I don't really get that one. I like Nate Oates. I like the theory of Nate Oates. I just don't believe you can ever win a championship with Nate Oates. I don't believe that is you might be able to get to a Final Four. I mean, you have, obviously, but I mean, yeah, you might be able to do something you did a couple years ago. But at the same time, I just that style to me just does not feel conducive to winning 6 games of the tournament, guys.
I think you could do it. I just think that your margin for
happened before.
What?
Playing like that?
I don't know.
That's
UNLV?
what we got to look up. Has a team ever attempted 50% or more of their shots from 3 and won a title? I would guess the answer is no to that.
I'd be stunned
because doing that 6 times in a row when your competition's getting noticeably, harder every game, I don't think that's a winning recipe.
Yeah, I don't really get that.
It's great to watch, but
yeah, I don't know. I'll go a step further. I don't think that any team has made the. I don't know that any team has won a championship shooting more than 42% of their shots from 3.
Let's see. BYU in 2024 made what? That was they lost in the first round.
Yeah,
that was in 24. I'm gonna look right now.
Well, last year,
Alabama
2020, right? Sweet 16 to Alabama last year, didn't
Alabama 2023,
right?
As a 1 seed, they lost to San Diego State that year.
I'm just saying, I don't think
they were 9th in the country in 3-point attempts.
Yeah, I just don't think you can do it. Well, we shall see. I don't believe that it's really sustainable. Okay, now, I don't think Alabama has but here's the other thing. I don't mind necessarily shooting threes. I mind shooting threes when it gets to the point where you have a 3-on-1 fast break and you're basically passing up a dunk so that you can shoot a 3 that's probably got a 50-50 chance of going in. That to me, that's where you lose me.
In the tournament, threes have historically been the equalizer for mid-major teams. That's when the upsets happen. They make threes because Power 4 teams are bigger, they're physical. So for you to try to kind of mimic the mid-major recipe is great if you want to win a few games, but it's not the recipe to win 6.
Right.
You've got to be able to get easy buckets in the tournament.
If you look at 3-point percentage attempts, the only teams in KenPom that are like ranked and effective in the last 10 years is Alabama. Villanova in 19 when they were good. I don't know what they made in the tournament. That was the year they lost. Yeah, they lost in the second round. They lost as a 1 seed or a 6 seed, I mean. So yes. Yeah, Villanova did it in 19, but other than that, when Villanova won the title, Mike, they were 12th in the country in 3-point attempts to field. So that's when they had Bridges and Brunson, and that they are the only team to do that.
How many attempts per game?
I'd have to look, but 40% of their points came from 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 40 is the breaking point.
40 is the breaking point.
12th in the country at 47. So yeah, so like That was the last team, and they went, and that was 2018. And they
that
had the
was
number one offense in the country.
That team, in hindsight, had next level talent.
I mean, that team had Brunson, Bridges.
Was
That's
DiVincenzo on that
NBA. DiVincenzo,
Josh Hart?
NBA.
Josh Hart.
No, Hart wasn't on that
No,
one.
that was the
That
Jenkins
was
team.
Pascal, Spellman, Phil
Yeah.
Booth. I mean, that
Yeah.
team was loaded.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got loaded teams, so that's just that's.
And they beat the crap out of everyone in the tournament. That's when they
Yeah.
beat Michigan for the title, and they went kind of I mean, but that was the last team to do it. So it's been whatever 8 years.
Yes. All right, now let's Gonzaga up by 5 on UCLA. We'll get to that here. All right, now we are in football school. I want to make fun of a few things that are about to happen here as well. Again, I'm glad that but this isn't a 2-hour show. I wouldn't be able to talk. But let's get a couple reads in here, and then we're going to talk about being a football school. This is for Irish Mike, and this is to go to show you too that when you all right. Well, either way, Foster Plumbing. Now, Brogan front pipe still intact, still working,
Still going strong.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Residential and commercial, licensed, bonded, and insured. If you go around there and you're saying to yourself, man, I wish I had a plumber on that worked past 8 to 5. Well, look no further than Foster Plumbing, my friends. Quality work at a fair price. Call 520-603-3817. 3817. 10% off when you mention the AZ12 podcast. All right, 88 Crime. Now you see it. Oh, look at Land the Man. Holy moly. Got my back. Oh, Land the Man got his back pipe checked this week. Get your colonoscopy, fam. All I could think about was Foster Plumbing. Yes, that's a very good one. We need to incorporate a
No Ben one.
Yeah, no one, Ben one. We need to incorporate Foster Plumbing into a colonoscopy read. That'll be great. Yeah, 88 Crime, though. Now, if you see somebody going around trying to get into colonoscopies when they shouldn't be, or, I don't know, maybe stealing colonoscopy results or something like that, call 88 Crime. It's anonymous. Pima County Attorney's Office. You see anything bad going on, check it out. 88 Crime, they will take it. They'll take it. Boom, they got you. All right, not just a football school. Get these shirts. Okay, now, listen, when you're a football school like Arizona, and we've shown this, it doesn't really matter who the coach is. You are basically, you are what you are. You are in that. Okay, Cody, you can take it off. You are what you are. Arizona won 10 games under Brent Brennan. They won 10 games under Jed Fish. Won 10 games under Rich Rod. When you're a football school, it just happens. ASU fans melting down over Kenny Dillingham is great. But I will say this, though. Jed sneaking in to possibly get the Michigan job would be hysterical. Guys, what do you think about everything that's just gone on?
Go ahead, Sheer.
I'm glad it's not Arizona involved in this.
Yes.
For once. I mean, that's my first. I mean, Jed at Michigan would be funny just for so many different reasons. But his ability to backdoor into bigger jobs is awesome. But I would assume he's the favorite.
Now, let me ask you this real quick. We know that Amber does not like Seattle. She's very much into self-care for herself, likes the sunshine. If you don't like Seattle, how the hell are you going to like Ann Arbor?
The only thing I can think of is when you make $8 million a year, you can convince her to
You're
like
making
it.
$6.5 million now. Is that 1.5 extra?
No,
million?
I don't know. But for her, maybe.
Brogan, you make a lot of money.
Yeah, I think it depends.
Brogan, you make a lot of money. Let's talk about
Brogan, you make money. Tell us
for somebody who makes $8 million a year, let me tell you how this is going to feel. Here's what I find fascinating about this whole thing. So yes, like Jed's the betting favorite now that Dillingham's staying at ASU. Here's what I find fascinating about the BYU situation with Sataki and Penn State, and now the Dillingham situation with Michigan. Why is it that you have to wait for your coach to threaten to leave before you say, we're going to be all in on NIL now?
Dude, thank you.
And so what it leads me to believe, I know BYU has money because we know about Ryan Smith, we know about Crumble Cookie, we know about all that. But I know Dillingham's demanding NIL money and he's going to get a raise and all those things. I just don't trust that ASU is going to all of a sudden drum up $20 million a year for football NIL on top of what they already have. I don't believe it. Otherwise, their NIL would have been better and they wouldn't be losing Sam Levitt to a $4 million payday.
I kind of agree with that there.
The only thing I could say, though, is BYU has a new school president. And the rumor was that him and Sataki weren't best of friends. So maybe that had something to do with it. Dillingham's contract is fake because they're pulling his incentives and then they're just putting it in the base salary. So what is that? That's nothing. It's like, hey, Brent, Arizona could do that tomorrow. hey, Brent Brennan, you make $75,000 if you win a bowl game. We'll just put 75 grand in your contract instead. Ooh, like what?
Yeah.
Do you think that? Let me ask you this: did you find it a little bit odd that he did not say that he is for sure coming back, and that he started crying at the presser?
The crying's strange. And don't tell me it's because you love the place. Brent Brennan loves Arizona. He's not going to take the podium on Tuesday and start bawling.
Brennan looks like a crier too, but he doesn't cry.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say about Dillingham: Dillingham is definitely playing the game.
No doubt.
Because he made the comment today about how I've never talked to Michigan about the job. Well, no, but your agent was negotiating your contract with Michigan
Did you see that AP article? Did you see that AP article, Brogan?
Yeah.
An AP guy who's well respected by everyone said that he could confirm with and it's the AP, so it's not like a bias. He could confirm with multiple sources that representatives reached out to Dillingham's agent and what was the other one, Mike?
Drinkwitz, or whatever his name is.
And they have had conversations in the last 48 hours. So Dillingham's playing the game. I haven't personally talked to anyone, and then ASU fans aren't smart enough to realize that what he's saying is, I haven't talked to them, but my agent sure as hell has.
Now, Mr. Tyler Warden says they're not losing at Leavitt because of NIL. Well, technically they're not, but technically they are, because the Leavitt's whole camp and Leavitt's camp has been very upfront about this. They don't believe that ASU can afford enough to be able to replace all the skill position guys in the offensive line in front of him. So that comes right back to NIL. It might not be the Sam Leavitt NIL, but it's the NIL that's right in front of them.
You know why I don't buy that though, Mike?
What's that?
Noah Fafita's not doing that. Arizona's not swimming in money, and they were able to protect him. It's evaluation, it's coaching.
But I think but I also think that you're looking at a different kind of character, though. I mean, this is a guy in Sam Leavitt.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get what Leavitt's telling people. I just think it's revolving around a lot of BS.
I think Leavitt knows he's going to the NFL now.
Right.
He's on draft boards, and so he's going to go get paid as much as he can for his last year in college football, and that ain't at ASU.
Right.
That's
basically what I have to go with. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out, but I'll believe it when I see it as well with the whole ASU thing. Here's where it's kind of crappy about with the NIL. I like the portal. I kind of like the whole NIL thing, to be honest with you. But it does kind of suck when you got a conference and the only team that can really compete for a national title is Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Because the other ones just don't have the money. See, if Dilly were to leave, here's where I'm at. If I believe that pre-NIL, I believe that Dilly would have wanted to be like a Lute Olson type. That, you know what, this is my school. I am going to be I'm going to win a championship here. This is going to be me. But those days are gone, man. Like those days where you can build things through, recruiting, evaluations, get guys in, they're not here anymore, man. You've got to have money to be able to compete. And they just don't have that. Tech is the only school in the conference that can look any other school in the eye in the portal and say, yeah, all right, we can go toe-to-toe with you. No other school can. And that kind of sucks.
BYU has the money, but they've got other restrictions. It's like Stanford. Stanford has all the money in the world, too, if they get people to commit the money, but they're not going to recruit, 2
Remember, though,
OGPS.
NIL is changing now, Mike. So
that's what they say. That's what they say.
I before he left, I actually we had a half-hour talk with Geiska about this, and on paper, the NIL game should change now because schools can't provide it. So what ASU would now sell Dilly on, and what BYU sold Sataki on, is look, Crumble. Let's just say Crumble will sign every player on your team to a $25,000 advertising deal in this business, in this business, in this business. That's where you get it. It's if you're in LSU and I'm in Baton Rouge, everyone is signing. But Phoenix, you better get with it, right? Like that's the issue. Like ASU could tell Dilly all they want, but that's not what they have to show him. They have to show him that their best deal is a burrito.
That makes it a bigger problem because Phoenix isn't a college sports town. They're a pro town. And ASU is never going to get them to buy in like that.
He has a Cody Campbell, though. I mean, and then a guy at Tech that's worth billions that says, yeah, I want to spend it on this stuff. For whatever reason, schools don't have guys like that.
Well, and the Tech guy, he did make the point of like 3 years ago, him and a couple other big donors for Tech got together and said, now's the time. Let's get our money together
Exactly.
And last year and this year was that window between NIL opening and the restrictions to what Shear's referenced. They didn't know what they would be, but they knew they'd be something to where they could go pump 30 million this year, 45 next year. And then all of a sudden the restrictions are going to hit and they're going to be on a much more level playing field unless they find the workaround. But yeah, I don't see ASU ever being a huge NIL school. Maybe you compete in the Big 12. Maybe they're the number 2 team in the Big 12. Great. You're still behind Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan and all the SEC schools and everybody else.
You might win a game, but you're not going to pull together. You're not going to have a roster to put together.
Absolutely cannot win a national title at ASU. Can't do it.
Nope. Right. Yeah, you can't. You can't. It's not. Yeah, and like Irish Mike says, ASU can't even be the top team in their own state, and that's, I think, a bigger problem for them as well. Okay, do we have any more reads, Cody?
No, I don't.
Okay, we got 24 super snaps. Brogan, Shear, please read these. We very much appreciate all the super snaps, but yeah, we'll go in order.
Let me read them.
Can you win a national title at Arizona in football? No chance.
Not unless Artie Moreno shows up with the dump truck.
Yeah, no chance. Okay, back the Burries are again. Sheary, start reading them.
Let's go. Ruben Salcido, back the Burries, bear down. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Andre Barris, I will not endorse you. Ben one white. Ben back to Ben.
Be careful on
no
that.
Ben one. No Ben one.
Front the Ben or back to Ben?
Yeah, front.
Bridge Tech Communications.
Neither
$49.99. Our guy, Burries Heater, now available nationwide.
Yes, very much.
Andre Veras again. Is that the Burries you guys keep telling us about? Man, he was cooking. Andre Veras again. Man, he's in a given mood tonight. Brogan, can you give Mike the glove about Krivas versus Henry?
Yeah, take that, Veras.
Mike got the glove tonight when it came to Krivas for sure.
For sure. What else we got?
31 Q Woes. See everyone in Phoenix next Saturday. I will be there. At 8:30 at night, I think it is.
All right.
Robert McGlasson. Burries goes from Trey to Salim tonight. Trey Mason?
Yeah, Trey. Right.
Jerbush 7. ESPN announcers finally giving Jaden his flowers. BTFD. Little Guillermo. Your guy, Little Guillermo. Was that Braden or BJ Burries out there? Sheesh.
Does Sheer know who BJ Burries is?
No chance.
He went to Globe. He's the leading high school scorer in the state.
All right. Good job, Sheer.
Yeah.
BAB 5983, another 20 plus 20 rebound margin, only 4 turnovers for 15 for Bama. There's your game. Bear down. Colton Hawthorne, our guy Colton, you know it's a bad night for Alabama when fans start talking about how they could beat us in football on X. I am not certain on that either. No, they couldn't. We're a football school.
Correct.
Lee Ferris, great games tonight. Bear down, $19.99. Thank you, Lee Ferris. $50, AZ Wildcat fan. U of A wins the battle of the football schools. Thank you for the great coverage. Happy holidays. P.S. I still love Awaka, even though he alley-oops dunks now. Austin Kruger, 1544, $19.99. Thank you. JB moves in silence like the G in lasagna. Best in the country, and he won't get his flowers on the national level until he's cutting the nets in April. Vegas Falcon, our guy, $50. Yvonne is the glue that binds his team.
What else we got?
Kobe, our guy Kobe, apologizing for his unacceptable tweet. Yvonne. Oh my God, see love. I got to delete that. Mr. Tyler Warden. Congrats on your marriage, Tyler. Great Arizona win. Highlight of my weekend without a doubt. If any of you are headed to the SDSU game, beers on Tyler. Rick Patton. Tommy deserves a ton of credit for building Burries' confidence during the cupcake stretch. Bear down, back the A. John Marcus Taylor. Sheer is sort of beating
Iron Mike Luke.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
In tonight's domestic disputes. I thought I would never beat Mike.
Yeah. Maybe I should. No bad one.
H Fuchs 451. Mike is high. Mr. Tyler Warden. I smell that. Who has more points per game, KJ or Burries? That's not bad.
Oh, I'll bet you on that for sure.
Go be another. KJ isn't a winning basketball player. Stut Joe, you guys rule but fail in comparison to Shelby. Hands off, Stut. She's rages.
Yeah, she's rages. Yeah, I mean, Shelby Triano actually kind of sounds. That sounds good.
Tyler Warden again. Pay the Jed movers. That it?
Okay.
Man.
All right. Yeah. Back the 8 Filthy says, and no, airplanes can't go in reverse. Man, Dennis Walsh catching gloves in here as well. Yeah. All right. Everybody, I'm playing hurt. I'm not going to talk tomorrow. It's been very difficult for me not to talk.
Cough drops. Cough
Yeah,
drops.
for sure. So
gotta calm down that throat. Don't put it into,
Yeah,
calm
don't
it
go
down.
where I think you're going. We don't need any Ben 1 remarks or anything like that.
Where is that post, by the way, Mike? Because I have to delete that.
No, you don't. I already took care of it for you.
No, you didn't.
I'm going to pin it. Don't worry. Okay. On that note, though, everybody, you guys are great. Go to Little Caesars, by the way. Code 1099 bundle, classic pepperoni and cheese pizza. Code LCFRECC, free crazy combo with any pizza purchase. All right. Oh, gosh, Tyler Warden. On that note, we're signing off. I get a lot of people that ask, they say, why don't you read? You need to read all the comments. I'm trying to do better at it. Mr. Tyler Warden, you are not getting that one read.
Yes, I know why Mike's throat is sore because he was yelling today during the game.
Yeah.
No Ben 1.
Yeah, Ben 1. Yes, exactly. All right, guys, you are all the greatest. I really appreciate you. We'll be back Monday. It looks like we're going to have Fran the Man for Shilla on. Very excited. So going to be a little bit of a different start time. But on that note, though, TTFN, ta-ta for now. For Skier, for Brogan, I'm Mike Luke, and I'm going to be signing off here, guys. I'm not going to even say hi afterwards. TTFN, ta-ta for now.